Welcome back to Lesson 3 on Decision Making. This is Part 3 of Lesson 3. In the last video, we were discussing Selena's family and her task to find an acceptable phone plan for her family, and we were using the decide process in order to find an acceptable cell phone plan. When we left off, we had already come up with a goal for ourselves, which was to find a cell phone plan for under $120 within the next month. We described our criteria. It needed to be a cell phone plan for at least 4 members. It needed to have unlimited talk and text for Selena's brother in college. I said that it should try and be $120 or less per month, and we said that 16 to 24 gigabytes would be great for the family. We had researched 2 different cell phone plans through Verizon. Their extra large size was perfect for 4 members. It had 16 gigabytes plus 2 extra gigabytes per line. So that comes out to be 6 gigabytes per person. But with all the extra charges, it came out to be $170. When we took off a couple of the data, we were able to look at the large version. That was $150 per person or per month. I've gone ahead and I looked up Sprint's family shared data plans as well. As you can see, they ask about how much data do you need, very similar to Verizon. Their data numbers are a little bit different. They go from 6 gigabytes to 12 to 24 to 40. Now, we already have a 24 gigabyte plan through Verizon, and Sprint also charges that extra $20 per month for a service charge. So we're already at $80. This 24 gigabyte plan would be $160. Well, we didn't even have a 24 gigabyte plan. Verizon's was $170, and the 8 gigabyte from Verizon was $150. But if we also look at, they have a 12 gigabyte plan, that's $60, still plus that $80 a month. So now we're down to $140. 12 gigabytes is a little less than what we were looking for. It's 3 gigabytes per person. It's a little under, but it's acceptable as well. I went ahead and reorganized my chart just a little bit so it goes from highest gigabyte usage to lowest gigabyte usage, especially since all of these plans are able to include 4 members and they have unlimited talk and text. It's this row right here that really has most of the important information, as well as the price line row. So Sprint right now has 24 gigabytes, that's $80 a month. Verizon has that 16 gigabytes plus 2 gigabytes per line per person, so that is a 24 gigabyte line, but it's $90 a month, so that makes the bottom line $70 more expensive. Sprint's 12 gigabyte membership is $60 a month, and this is a bit lower than what we had expected. We really wanted it to be 16, so I'm going to go ahead and just make that a different color. It's not huge it's not that big of a deal, but it's lower than what we want. It's acceptable, but just a little bit lower. So I've highlighted that. Again, it's $140. That's $20 more than what we expected, and so far the cheapest option for us. And the last one is our Verizon, our large version. That's 8 gigabytes plus 2 extra gigabytes per line per person. So again, 12 gigabytes total for $70 a month, and that is a total of $150. So that's $30 more than I wanted to expend, but it's still over my budget. I've got one more provider that I'd like to research, and then we can look and try and make our decision. So T-Mobile is now introducing a one-price unlimited cell phone plan. It's one price unlimited for everyone at all times. And so I don't even have to worry about gigabyte data anymore. They say it's $40 per line per month for 4 lines, and that's when you're using auto pay, but there are no extra price changes in there, so they don't charge $20 extra per person. So that becomes a $160 cell phone plan for unlimited data usage, and that's it. So I'm going to add that to our chart as well. All right, here you can see our completed chart. So we have T-Mobile up at the top since they're unlimited data. Still 4 members, but there is no extra charge per line. They have the unlimited talk and text and unlimited data usage. So that was $40 per line, which equaled $160, and that is the total for this bill. It's it's about $40 more expensive than you wanted to spend per month, and that does add up over 12 months. But it's unlimited. You don't have to worry about any overage charges if you use more data. So it's an option that I added here. Okay, so we have 5 options, and when you're looking for choosing the few options that match your criteria, you really want to limit it to 2 or 3. So what I would like for you to do is take a moment, look over these options, and decide on 2 options that you feel like are not worth it, they're not worth the money, they're more than what this family needs, or it's not enough for what this family needs, and strike them from the list. So take a moment and choose 2 that you no longer want to discuss, no longer want to have it as an option. Me personally, I chose to eliminate the Sprint 24 gigabyte data plan and the Verizon Extra Large data plan. That was really too much data for Selena's family. They were also the 2 most expensive plans, and there were a lot of extra charges. I chose to keep the T-Mobile plan because it's unlimited, and again, you don't have to worry about any extra overage charges. I also chose to keep the Sprint 12 gigabyte plan because it really is the cheapest plan. It's a little less data than what we wanted, but it's still doable. I also chose to keep the Verizon Large plan because that really is about what that family needed. They will get 16 gigabytes for their family for a price of $150. But again, for $10 more, they could get unlimited. So we've identified, we've chosen a few options that match our criteria. And throughout that, we've also discussed the pros and cons for each option. So the next step in our decide process is actually to decide the most logical option for your situation, and then to evaluate the results and make adjustments for next time. So this is as far as I'm going to take you. I've taken you through the research part and even a little bit of the pros and cons. Now what I want you to do is, after I explain this, I want you to decide for yourself which of these options do you think would be best for Selena. So choose for yourself what you think would be best, and then I want you to write down why you think that is the best option. All right, if you saw that little error message that popped up, it said that my computer is going to shut down in 5 minutes. So I am going to stop this video, upload it so that we have this one saved, and I will get you onto another video very, very soon.